Clap along if you feel like a room without.
We've been preparing for this night for several months, giving you an opportunity to see what it is like here at Summit High School. We know that some of you are wondering about such things such as boundary choices and how that's all going to work out. We'll just help you work through it. We're here to show you one of the many, many fine schools in Bendel Pines School District. Summit High School is 14 years old this year. This is the class of 2019, sitting right over here, and they'll be graduating in 4 years. So Mom and Dad, it goes by awfully fast. One of the things I want to do is just interview a couple people that make Summit High School what it is. The vast majority of folks that make Summit High School what it is are going to be out in the commons, and you can talk to them, as well as our students. We've got a lot of students with us here tonight. But for right now, we're just going to have to wait until those 8th graders be quiet. Wow, guys, you did that better than last year's crew. Good job. I have a few people I want to introduce to you. One of the people is Mr. Michael McDonald. He is assistant principal here at Summit High School, waving his hand over there. Chances are really good you'll never actually meet him in person. I'd also like to introduce Gabe Pagano. Gabe, where you are? Gabe is our athletic director. Almost 50%, almost half of Summit students participate in athletics. We have one of those proud history things where we had 10 state championships last year. We've had several already this year. We're headed into one of our championship seasons, so we expect great things from our kids. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But all athletics, so 8th graders, soon to be 9th graders, if you're going to participate in Summit sports and athletics, everybody gets cleared through Mr. Pagano over there. So that's a person you're going to love to know. Another person you're going to love to know is Miss Sarah Warsaw, who is our activities director. You guys will run into her a lot. She organizes all of our dances, our activities, all kinds of events here, field day that we're going to see in a little bit. But all these kinds of things gets run through our student council. So student council that's in the room, raise your hand if you're loud and proud. One of the other very important folks that you'll get to know here a little bit, or perhaps not, is Mr. Reno Holler, our Dean of Students. Mr. Holler. It's entirely possible you might get a friendly little phone call from him saying, your child doesn't seem to be attending class. So we're on top of that. Sorry guys, he's your best friend. He really, really is. All right, one of the things we'd like to do right now is give you the Summit High School fight song. So I want to have a conversation with just you guys. And we're going to ignore the parents for just a minute. And we're going to ignore everybody else in this auditorium. It's just you and me. And here's the conversation I want to have. I can tell right now that you guys are just full of energy, full of promise, high expectation. All kinds of stuff is in front of you. And it is. And we want to join you in that process. We want to make a Summit High School Storm commitment to every single one of you. And this is what it's going to look like. At this point right now, you have all kinds of ideas around high school. Some of them are kind of scary, some of them are just awesome, and you're just all excited. But somewhere buried in there is a dream. God, if I could only do this. Or man, what I want to do in high school, or this is what I want to do in the world for the rest of my life. So here's what I want you to do. Our job is to partner with you on that dream. Our job is to do everything we can as a school to make sure you reach your dream. So what I'd like you to do is to write that dream on that card that's in the envelope. And wait 1 second, I knew when I did that you would start, because you're all over it. Here's the deal. You have your name on the outside, and you have the class of 2019. 4 years from now, when you graduate, you'll get a diploma, and you're going to get your dream back. Now, should you decide to go to some other high school in Bend, we will hold your card for you. All you have to do 4 years from now, give us a call, say, I want my card back, give me my dream back. We'll make sure we get your dream right back to wherever you go. But if you're a Summit Storm, the day you graduate, you'll walk up, you'll get your diploma, and we're going to hand you your dream. And you're going to say, this is what I was thinking 4 years ago, and this is where I am now. Some of you are going to be spot on, and some of you are going to be wildly different than you ever imagined. And all of that is a really, really good thing. So right now, what I'd like you to do, you will seal this, which means you're going to contribute your DNA by clicking the end of the envelope. They'll stay closed for 4 years. It won't peak. Okay? Write your dream down. This is just between you and your 4 year from now self. Write your dream down on that piece of paper. Stick it in the envelope. Lick it. Close it up. Yeah, you have to make that sound. Okay? This is your note to yourself 4 years from now. By the way, this commitment is binding. If you move away to another state and another district, you let us know and we'll put it in the mail and we'll get it to you wherever you are. Okay? So this is your note to yourself 4 years from now. This is what I'm dreaming. Parents, one of the most important things that's going to happen for you in the next 4 years as you grow with your child is helping them develop that dream. Some of you have talked to your kids already about what you want to be when you grow up. Most of you have already realized that there really isn't a set time for growing up. It's a continuing process. What do I want to keep being? Who do I want to be? How do I want to contribute in the world? One of the things that we've really come to understand here at Summit High School, and a core part of our being that we have, and we want to partner with you, with your kids, is that we absolutely believe that we cannot predict the future, but we can create it. And how we create it is by working with your kids, giving them the skills. It's not just academics, and I think most of you know that. It's not just academics. We're an incredibly academic school. We have a very high graduation rate. If your child comes here, we're going to get her graduated right along with you. We found that most of our kids walk into this school with expectations of going on to college. 87% of our kids go on to some sort of post-secondary education. We're really good at athletics. We've won 10 state championships the last several years. We've won the Oregonian Cup for being the best 5A school in Oregon 3 different times. Our graduation rate, like I said, is 92%. Almost 50% of our kids participate in sports. We have an award-winning band and music department. Last year our band, orchestra, and choir all went to state. That was the first one for us. All those things matter. They're really important. The most important thing is who your child is, not what they do. We've also adopted 3 Summit values, and it isn't that other values are not important, they are. But we've discovered that there's 3, that if we partner with you and work with your children on these values, not just the academics, not the fun stuff in the sports, all good. But if we continue to work on these values with you, your kids will create their future. They'll have what it takes to do that. The very first summit value we have is compassion. It's a really high value for us. It's the strongest value we have. Because a person that operates and moves in compassion not only understands and sees the needs of somebody else, but they take steps personally to meet those needs. That's what changes the world. That's what moves forward. So we work on compassion, and we do things like World Kindness Day, and No Name Calling Day, and things like this. We take very seriously if kids feel like they're getting bullied or punished by some other person. We have a dean that does that work with us. We have an amazing counseling staff, and you met them as you came in, that does that work with us. It's kind of an ongoing thing with kids, the cyber thing, and they have urges that they don't know how to control and whatnot. So we work with them on that. So number one for us is compassion. It's really, really big for us. The second one is grit. Lots being said about grit right now. Grit is staying in the circumstances of severity and moving beyond. Doesn't matter how many state titles you win, what Ivy League you may or may not go to. Doesn't matter any of that kind of stuff. If you can't stay in the process and push through a difficult situation, then your future is going to be pretty limited. You're not going to be able to persevere in those areas that really matter when things get a little tough. The last one, and by no means the least either, is integrity. Do the right thing, even when no one's looking. Do the right thing carries all kinds of pieces with it. None of our kids, none of your kids, have managed to meet all of those values all the time. That isn't something that we do, but we do progress and we work, and we use that growth mindset business to get better and better at what they do. So that by the time they come in as that squirrely little ninth grader, by the time they exit as a senior and have self-confidence and can move in the world, this piece of them travels along and progresses as well. That's our goal. We can do those other things. We know how to do those things, and we're really good at it. But our goal is to partner with you and have your children grow in compassion, grit, and integrity, so that when they leave Summit High School, and no matter what the future they step into, they will be able to handle what the world gives them, and they'll be able to move forward and create their own future. We have students here at Summit High School that do phenomenal things. We place kids in the Ivies every year. And I don't want to belittle that. That's really amazing. But you know what else we have every single year? We have kids who graduate as the first member of their family to ever graduate from high school. We are enormously proud of those kids and what they have done in their lives that for whatever reason their parents were not able to do. That's an incredible spread for those kids. We've been able to help kids through all kinds of interesting things here at Summit High School, all the way from having very, very trying family issues with death of parents and things that have happened to them that you kind of think that shouldn't happen to teenagers. But we work with them as they go through that. And then right now is one of perhaps the funnest times of the year, is our seniors are starting to hear back from colleges, and they're going through the wrestling process of which college do I want to go to? What's the financial aid package look like? How do I do this? Anyway, we have a future center that works with kids on that, and I hope you make an opportunity to stop by and see what Kent Child does in that. She's on the way to the library. Counselors are down that direction. Yes, we are a technology school as well. So we do have iPads. We were one of the first schools to do that here in Bend Pine this last year. And we jumped in, the whole school just jumped in, 1,500 kids. Yes, let's do technology and figure it out. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. We are a model of growth, is what we are. But we are getting it down and we're moving it. And technology is integral to our kids. I'm not going to say that I'm older than everybody here, but I think I might have a decade on a lot of you, at least. So when I was in high school, the really, really cool thing that we had was the electric typewriter. That was so awesome. That was, really cool. Didn't have to do this anymore. The sounds were all different. It was great. So why do we do the iPad business? Do we do iPads because we love iPads? No, actually, we don't. We expose kids to digital resources, whatever they may be, because our kids actually walk in with a lot of technology, because those are the tools that they're going to need to navigate the future. You don't see us just using technology because we have it, or technology for technology's sake. We do that to help prepare them for whatever it is that they walk into the future. And our kids get enormously facile at it. They get enormously proficient at it. Some of them struggle early on, you know, because I know that you guys, most of you haven't had a lot of that kind of stuff in your education so far in the middle schools. And we walk them through that in 9th grade. They'll get a little frustrated. Anybody here ever get frustrated with technology? Really? I'm it? Okay, thank you. A little true confession here. So they might get a little frustrated. We'll just work with them. They'll get there. It'll be fine. One of the things we know that when we talk to people about the future is that not only do they need to be able to manage a device, but they need to manage multiple online platforms. How many ways can you create a document anyway? It used to be Word, then it was Pages, then it's Google, then it's, you know, then it's. So how do we help kids become fluid in a digital landscape? To treat it respectfully, maybe make a few mistakes, grow over it, get going, pick yourself back up and move forward. So this is part of the Summit story as well. We are, our teachers are incredibly good at this, so that'll be a new world that you're going to walk into. If you have questions about that, and you might, we're also doing an iPad seminar. Some of the folks that work with our iPads and kids every day are going to be in the library. And if you look at your agenda, you'll find them there, and they're just going to do kind of an informal Q&A, because we know that a lot of you haven't gone through that in the school process. So there's a couple of places for you to go. Some of you might be very interested in the course that we offer for 9th grade called AP Human Geography. Yes, we do have a 9th grade AP course, Advanced Placement. It is phenomenally successful. It is really, really hard. So one of the things we want to do is make sure that if you're looking at that with your student, we want to make sure you understand what it involves and what it entails. So Monica Freeman, our teacher for AP Human Geography, will be doing a session in here, I believe that's on your agenda as well, to just walk you through, what does that look like? Is this the right thing for my child? You know, am I depriving my child of something by not taking AP Human Geography? No, there's a lot of AP out there, okay? So we want you to be informed as you make those kinds of decisions and move forward. We have people in the Commons, our coaches and our departments and activities and clubs are all out there for you to talk to, get a sense of what they're doing and what's up, and provide an opportunity for you to answer all your questions. They'll give you lots of phone numbers and emails. Call them, find out. What does it take to be on baseball? What does it take to be in volleyball? You know, is cross country really a no-cut sport, even though we take state every pick a year? Yes, it is. Every child that takes cross country is an improved runner, and they move better and better and faster. Even if they might not be elite, they have the opportunity to run with world-class coaches and get better at their own personal best. So we have all kinds of opportunities. This is your time to go explore, to check out what's going on, maybe see your child fly by once in a while with some of our other kids. And it's all there for you. We'll hang back here, kind of the core team, if you have questions, and we'd love to just fill you in with whatever you want. Our main goal here is to partner with you for the next 4 years to help this incredible group of kids over here get to the goal that they want to get to. And we're really, really happy you're here tonight. We're excited to see what questions you might have, and what ideas you have and what you want to know and how we can partner with you. So welcome to Summit High School, land of the storm, and I would invite you to go out into the Commons and explore whatever piece of this conversation makes sense to you. Thank you very much.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.